What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Hot Button Sports Show. I'm your host, Isaac Lane, and on today, I'm going to give you 10 reasons to believe in an undefeated season. That's if you're a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just in case you haven't heard or haven't seen the official calendar, the official schedule for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers has been released. And the question, even before it was released, that's been surrounding in Buck Nation and a larger demographic of the NFL league and sports and fandom is, can the Tampa Bay Buccaneers manage to go undefeated? This question derives from two primary reasons. Number one, we have a quarterback who almost did it. And number two, this is it is the best team that Tom Brady has ever had. There are some hurdles, that goes without saying. There are a crap load of hurdles, a bunch of things that could go wrong that could derail an undefeated season from taking place, seeing that it only happened once. But I want to give you guys and myself 10 reasons of hope, 10 reasons to believe in an undefeated football season coming up this season, this year, 2021-2022. Number one, the offensive line. If this past Super Bowl taught us anything, it taught us the value of the offensive lineman in football. Now, I'm not saying that if the offensive line wasn't banged up for the Kansas City Chiefs, that we wouldn't have won, that even if they were healthy, that we wouldn't have won. We would have won, in my opinion, with a healthy O-line or no healthy O-line. But it wouldn't have been a blowout like it was. Kansas City would have gotten in the end zone at least once. It showed how powerful your team can be with an offensive line. Now listen, I don't care what kind of offensive weapons you have. I do not care what kind of great quarterback you have. It does not matter what kind of coaching that you have. If you do not have a solid, serviceable, and healthy offensive line, you're not going to win a lot of games in the NFL. And luckily, when we look at our offensive line, they're not only serviceable, they're all pro worthy. They are big, they are strong, they are healthy, and they play well together as a front. They play well together as a line. Not only do we have great offensive line play, but now we are just adding to the layers of depth. We drafted Robert Hainsey. We picked up Cedarius Hutchinson and Calvin Ashley. And it looks like we're not only just going to have a good front five, but we are going to have depth at that position just in case someone goes down. Your offensive line is going to be able to secure you some football games. It's going to give your quarterback some time, and it's going to give playoff Lenny and Ronald Jones and Giovanni Bernard the spaces that they need to get off and take it to the house. We cannot go undefeated without a great offensive line, and we have a great offensive line. Number two, the second reason to believe in an undefeated season is our kicker. You've been a Buck fan, you know we've struggled with kicking. We have struggled with kicking in the past, but thank God for a guy named Ryan Burrow Suckup. Yes, Ryan Suckup is one of the best kickers in the NFL. He proved it last year, and he's going to continue to prove it as we head into a new season. I'm not going to bore you with the statistics of all the games last year outside of our team that were won by field goals, but I will encourage you with this. Ryan Suckup had his second best statistical year on paper since, I believe, the 2016 season. He went 28 for 31 and was a 90.3% as a field goal. He was as a field goal kicker. As a field goal kicker, he made 90+% of the field goals that he attempted, 28 of 31. And if you look at the schedule for this coming season, don't fool yourself, Buck Nation. Don't fool yourself, okay? There are going to be games that we will not be able to blow them out. There are going to be games where we are going to struggle offensively, and we're going to look down in the dumps defensively. There are going to be times. It's inevitable. It's professional sports. It happens. There's going to be times where the team is going to piss you off and you wonder, what the hell is Tom doing? What in the world is Devin them doing on defense? And it's during those times where we must have a complete team, where special teams comes in, and we're going to have to lean and put it in the hands of our kicker. I can give you right now 4 games, at least 4, where I believe it's going to come down to a field goal. Anywhere between 7 and 3 points will be the margin of victory. Here we go. The Philadelphia Eagles, the Buffalo Bills, the New England Patriots at Foxborough, and the Indianapolis Colts. Those are going to be games I believe we will win, but these are going to be close, scrappy games. Number 3, the third reason to believe in an undefeated season, the front 7. The front 7. Name a better front 7 in the entire NFL. I'll wait. The front 7. Our defensive line, they're quick, they're fast, they're ferocious, and they're only backed and supported by the greatest linebacker duo in the league today. The best linebacker duo in the league today. That is Levante David in combination with the Devin White. Our front 7 is similar to the offensive line. I don't see a football team winning a Super Bowl or going undefeated without a legit front 7. To me, that is what made the Kansas City Chiefs so suspect. Even when they won the first one, they won it off of the heroics of Patrick Mahomes, but they don't have a solid front 7. You have to have a solid front 7. A solid front 7 will not only get you over the hump and get you into a Super Bowl and help you win the Super Bowl, but a solid front 7 can help you remain and keep that undefeated season. All right. Number 4, no media pressure. Okay, we're not the Cowboys. We're not the Lakers, and we're not the Yankees. Those 3 teams or those 3 different sports experience a ridiculous amount of pressure outside of their own local fan base. We're not America's team. And I don't think any one of us give a crap. We are Tampa's team. The only pressure that we're experiencing is actually coming from us, from fans. And it's not even that bad kind of pressure, you know? It's that good type of pressure. It's that pressure of, yo, we understand that we have a window. Let's take advantage of it. Man, let's go ahead and go back to back. It's not a serious media pressure. There's nobody in the media is going to say, oh my goodness, if the Buccaneers don't manage to win the Super Bowl, nobody's saying that. And that is a benefit. That is a blessing, to relish in being in the spotlight, but not having the pressure of the spotlight. In fact, I don't even think we're favored to win it. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are favored to win it. Some people are mad about that. I'm not mad about that at all. Let them be favored. We put up and shut up on the field. No pressure. Number 5, the 5th reason to believe in an undefeated season, coaching staff continuity. Coaching staff continuity. We have our head coach returning. We have our offensive coordinator returning. We have several other coordinators returning, and we have our defensive coordinator returning. That just adds to the continuity of the staff, which leads to number 6, and that is the continuity of the team. All 22 returning starters. All 22 starters are returning for this season. This is the first time this has ever happened in the Super Bowl era. It is the first time it has ever happened in the salary cap era. Everybody read up. Everybody's coming back. That is reason to believe. Reason enough, in my opinion, to believe that we have the opportunity to at least go back to back, and fuels the fire for the hope to believe that we can go undefeated. Number 7, a healthy O.J. Howard. A healthy O.J. Howard. If you're not a Buck fan, you're not going to understand this one. But if you're a Buccaneer fan, then you're understanding exactly what I'm saying. Man, we won the Super Bowl and our offense looked great. and our team functioned well without arguably one of the most talented pieces we have on the offensive side, and that is O.J. Howard. Everybody's talking about Kyle Pitts, but can I tell you who was Kyle Pitts before Kyle Pitts? That's O.J. Howard. O.J. Howard got hurt early and he missed the entirety of the season. Missed the rest of the season. I think after game 2, game 3, missed the rest of the season. We have him back. Do you know what he adds to an offense? He's so fast. He can block. He gets out of his right, gets off of the line and into his routes seamlessly. He can stand up and look like a wide receiver and do routes with the best of them. No cornerback and all defensive backs are too small for him, and there's no linebacker in the NFL that can keep up with him. O.J. Howard in tandem with Cameron Brate, who catches everything you throw his way, and Gronk, who is a walking touchdown if we're 10 yards, if we're at the 10-yard line going in for the score. O.J. Howard adds another deep threat. He adds a much needed and overlooked element to this offense that was not seen last year, which is also our advantage because you don't got no film. They don't have film on what O.J. can be, what O.J. can look like with Tom Brady. They don't have any film on it. So that's an advantage for us. Number 8. The 8th reason to believe in an undefeated season is depth at every offensive skill position. I just told you about the tight ends. We are so stacked at wide receiver. We are so stacked at wide receiver. You know who we got. Tyler Johnson, Scotty, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. I mean, we are stacked. And not only are we stacked at wide receiver, but we're stacked at running back. We got Rojo, Playoff Lenny, and the Giovanni Bernard. Not only do we have skill, here's where we start talking about going deep and going for a playoff run. We have depth. We have depth at key positions. Number 9, the 9th reason to believe in an undefeated season is the fact, watch this, drum roll please, the NFC South is rebuilding. Every other team in the NFC South is going through a rebuilding phase. The New Orleans Saints, new quarterback, rebuilding. The Atlanta Falcons, new coach, rebuilding. And the Carolina Panthers, new quarterback, rebuilding. Everybody in the NFC South besides the Buccaneers are rebuilding. Does that mean they all suck? No, and yes, it depends on what day you ask me. But what it does mean is we have the clear advantage. We don't have to worry about Cam Newton running for 150 yards on us every year. And don't act like he wasn't doing that on us. He was balling on us ridiculous. He would have 5 horrible games and play us in our own stadium and put up 150 on the ground, 300 in the air, and beat us by 10. Drew Brees. Oh my goodness. Do we have to talk about what Drew Brees used to always do to us? The Falcons? But all 3 of those teams are in rebuilding mode. We are not in rebuilding mode. We are in dynasty mode. Put that in the comments. Say we ain't rebuilding. We are in dynasty mode. Last but not least, the 10th reason to believe in an undefeated football season, if you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneer or a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, is Tom Brady. The reason why I say it is because he's the only guy that's come close to doing it. He came close to doing it when he had Randy Moss, and it wasn't even a great as a team as we have right now. Tom Brady is the it factor. He elevates everybody's level of play. And what Tom Brady brings to an organization, specifically the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, goes beyond what we see for those 60 minutes on the gridiron. See, Tom Brady brings a mindset. He brings a mentality. We used to call it the Patriot way because we thought it was Bill Belichick. But now we understand, now that Bill Belichick and the Patriots suck, and Tampa Bay is the behemoth and the future dynasty that we are because of Tom Brady, we realized that it wasn't Belichick's way or the Patriots way, it's Brady's way. It's a mindset that says, yes, we won a Super Bowl last year, but we're not going to be complacent. We're not going to take any practices off. We're not going to take any days off. We're not going to take any games off. And that elevates everybody's level of play. And if you play us, or if you are in the NFL and your name is not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you should be afraid, and you should be very afraid. My name is Isaac Lane. Thank you for joining the Hot Button Sports Show, where we give videos and pump out content every single week. We deal with hot button topics throughout the entire genre of sports, but we also pump out a whole lot of Buccaneer stuff. So if you love it, if you like it, smash the like, consider subscribing, and I'll holler at you on the other side. Peace!